I hope you're all well. It's great to see you all again, and I'm wondering how excited you're getting now that we're in this season of Advent and we're preparing for Christmas and we're thinking about the coming of Jesus. Today we're going to continue talking about the values, the ways and the reasons we do the things that we do as Christians. During this service again, can you keep your eye open for the words of the memory verse, and they will appear on the screen throughout this family worship. But first of all, we're going to worship, we're going to bring ourselves before God and remind ourselves just how incredible God is.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore.
Well, I hope you're all warmed up after that. Right, now our values. Last week we looked at authenticity. I wonder if you can remember what that word means. Authenticity. Well, it means being real with God and ourselves and others, not pretending to be something else to be liked or accepted. It means facing up to our mistakes instead of shying away from them and from God and from others. I wonder if you can guess what this week's value is by watching this challenge.
Hi everyone. So for this week's teamwork challenge, you've got to link arms sitting back to back with someone who's on your team, and the aim is, without unlinking your arms, to try and stand up. Ready, steady, go. Yes!
Well, that's right. We're looking at team. We're all part of one big team at St Matthew's. That means we each have a role to play, and we can each contribute in our own special way. Those challenges wouldn't work if Helen and Doug weren't working together as a team. You see, that's what team is all about. There's no I in team. It's all about working together and cooperating and not putting yourself before others or thinking that you're better than anyone else. So today we're going to think about what does it mean to be part of a team. So let's have a think about that for a while. Well, I'm sure you came up with some great answers. This week, looking at team, we're going to think about how God has given us individual gifts that make us stronger and more effective when we work together. The Hurd family are going to bring the Bible to us today and talk about that. Over to you guys.
Nehemiah encouraged all the people to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. They worked together in teams. They worked hard. Nehemiah didn't let them get discouraged. They worked until the walls were finished and the city was safe. Then the people gathered together and worshipped God. When Nehemiah arrived in Jerusalem, he waited quietly for a few days, taking careful note of all that went on. Then one night, when everyone was asleep, he set off on his donkey to have a thorough look at the whole city. He and a few friends went all around the outside of Jerusalem. Nothing worked the damage, noting where the damage was worse. In some places, there was so much brick and rubble and rubbish that the donkey could not pick her way through. Nehemiah realised how much there was to be done. The next day he began to encourage the leaders to begin rebuilding. He told them how God had answered his prayers. He put a new heart into them. He called together all the volunteers and split them into groups. He gave each group one section of the wall or gates to work on. Sometimes the family would work together, or those who lived in the same village would form a team. The goldsmiths all banded together and built one bit of the wall, and the priests another.
Well, what do we think this story is about?
Working together?
What do you like about it?
I like that it's about a wall.
Is that because you like your Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can build more if there's more of you working together.
Yeah, and you can build it quicker.
And you can build it quicker. Yeah. Yeah, so I like how they all work together. It's a really big wall. Do you know which wall it was they were building?
No.
It's a wall that went all the way around the outside of the city. That's a lot of wall.
That's a big wall.
So they've all worked on a little bit of it, didn't they?
What do you think it tells us about God and us being part of God's family?
That he helps us work as a team.
How do we do that? What do you think that means we should do?
I'm not sure.
Might have an idea.
Whisper a bit louder. Tell me, I can't hear you. You think it's something about God? Whisper a bit louder, I couldn't hear you. That God will help us if we team up together, and He'll be with us if we team up together. That's comprehensive.
Yeah, that's good. Can you think of any ways that we are a team at St Matthew's, with our church family?
We're all trying to get together as many ways as we can,
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
and we're all trying to be part of something. I've heard of a lot of people in the same thing.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's about being part of something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, Olivia, what's your
Wait.
idea?
We're joining up together with God. We're all looking to be with God together. So,
I like in this story that Nehemiah, God kind of shows Nehemiah what they need to do, and that's the thing that brings everybody together. And God kind of gives them the project, and then Nehemiah organises the people into team.
and I like the fact that Nehemiah has to encourage them, and he has to help them to do that. So he says that he put new heart in them. It was they had someone cheering them on and encouraging them, and we can do that for each other too.
We like being team, don't we?
Yeah. I like to when you and me both built a dragon out of Lego. I think your one was better.
Good to work together though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Although I dropped the dragon.
I like it when I do baking with Lydia. And we work as a team, we bake, don't we?
You also bake with bee. I like that. Baking with bee.
It's more fun doing things together, that's the other thing.
Yeah. Just doing
Can't
something
live
on your...
without friends, can you?
Not for very long.
At least.
So it's good to be team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Herd family. Yes, each one of us has individual gifts to bring to the team. What are your gifts? What individual skills and gifts do you bring to St Matthew's team? It's so great that God made you in such a special and unique way and made you such a talented individual. So we're going to pray about this now and just thank God for those gifts that He gives us. Over to you, Rachel.
For today's activity, we're going to be making people paper chains, or you can use Lego people too. I've cut out strips of paper and I'm going to make a paper chain. On the first piece of paper, write out your name and any gifts or talents about yourself, and then think of someone that is part of our team. I picked Debbie, one of the jam leaders. Write out their gifts and talents and then attach it to your chain. Keep going, thinking of people in the team and their gifts and talents. You can decorate your chain however you'd like. At the end, once you've finished your chain or your Lego people, pray over it, thanking God for the people in our team and their gifts and talents.
God, I just thank you for the people that are on my chain and I'm part of our jam team. I thank you for the gifts and talents you've given us, and I just pray that we can continue to work as a great team, identifying the gifts and talents in each of us. Amen.
But thanks for that craft, Rachel. That was great. And the prayer time, really, really helpful. So, I wonder what the memory verse was this week. Well, it was from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. There's no better time now to be serving others. There's such a need out there. So I wonder if you, over this week, can consider how you could use your talent in the service of other people. And that would be great, because you'll bless them and God will indeed bless you. Right, well, I can't wait for next week. And next week we'll be looking at honour, and we'll be starting to feel really festive. Bye for now.